This is The Emotional Traders, where four aspiring traders talk about their emotions, the trials and tribulations, and the ups and downs of trading the forex market. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of The Emotional Traders. This week we've got myself, Nev, we've got Edge, and we've also got Jose. We're missing our host, our main host, Lee. So this is our first podcast without Lee, so hopefully it all runs smoothly, but the boys are prepared and waiting in the wings. How are we doing, boys?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah, all good here.
Finally have one without Lee.
Yeah, rid of him for once. There's too much talking, that man.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we're absolutely joking, guys. We all joke because Lee's such a good host, and this is obviously the first one without him. So, but I'm sure these guys know exactly what they're talking about, and yeah, they've done well so far. So this week we will do the same setup as usual. So we'll go over each of our kind of weeks since we last spoke, how we're feeling, just a bit of a round table. And then we're going to hit on a topic that is very prominent in the industry right now regarding prop firms and the whole prop firm space, sort of what's happening in the prop firm space, try and summarize that a bit for people who don't know, and then just give an overview of kind of how we're feeling, what we're doing at this time, and then also to talk about the kind of the future and what we might have to do as traders and where we'll be trading now. So hopefully you'll find some value in this video. And if you do, please drop us a like. If you're on YouTube, drop us a comment. It really does help us. Subscribe if you want to hear more. And obviously you can hit up the socials, Twitter, and the rest of the podcasting platforms. So I suppose round robin, Jose, how are you feeling? How's your week been?
Yeah, everything is all right. So this week was a little bit frustrating because last week I decided to stop and do some back test to improve a little bit my game. I did a new plan with the flowchart and everything. And I was getting confident and ready to smash this week, but then all this migration stuff in the prop firms happened, so I didn't get much chance to trade live. But it's what it is, out of our control. So I went and did paper trades with the new platform. DX trade, and yeah, so far so good. What about you, Edge?
Yeah, pretty similar, really. Had a trade on the funded account before all of this migration stuff started, so that was good. That came off, and then obviously it's just a lot of waiting around, just waiting for the two firms that I'm with to do their migration. One of them was Funded Engineer, and that they had, it seems like a more severe issue with their back end. So they had to create the back end and then also migrate the users over to the new brokers. And then the other one was just seems like it's just your bog standard moving from one broker to the other. But seems to be a couple of issues with that as well. So just hanging around, waiting, really.
So Funded Engineer, let me just get this straight. So Funded Engineer was in a slightly different position to the rest of the prop firms. Obviously, when they had the big news about MetaQuotes cancelling MT4 or taking all the prop firms off MT4, did their issues start before that?
Yeah, so they had the back end kind of system that they used, which I think a lot of prop firm uses, have for some reason just decided to not let Funded Engineer use them anymore. So not only did they have to migrate just from kind of just say Think Markets to I don't know, Blueberry or whatever, they also had to kind of transfer all of their user accounts, their profile accounts on their website from their old server to this new one,
Right.
which I had to kind of create themselves. So they now no longer, I think, have any dependency on a third party for their kind of dashboarding system and payout system and all of that. So, I mean, it's good because they don't have this thing can't happen again, but it's taken longer than expected. I think it was 3 weeks from kind of losing the accounts. Well, not losing the accounts, but not having access to the accounts to I finally got them yesterday. But I do want to say that although it's annoying, they have seemed to handle it pretty well, I guess. So like yesterday, the CEO was kind of there helping me with kind of getting my challenges back to where they should be. So it's not as if they were kind of ignoring their customers from what I can see and my point of view. So although it's frustrating, we're back now, I think.
Like you say, it's good that they've managed to sort it out in the end and you've got your accounts back and everything like that. I feel like there just needs a bit of a cooling off period, to be honest. There's been a lot of change. There's been a lot of disruption, especially with people's accounts, and obviously a lot of the response from people on Twitter. So it's obviously not going to be pretty at the moment, but these things just take time, I suppose.
Yeah.
Cool.
How's your week gone?
Okay, to be fair, I haven't felt that much disruption from the whole prop firm space, mainly because I've been trading my personal account a lot. I've got a couple of challenges that are down that I've been kind of waiting on. So I haven't really been impacted a whole lot. I was impacted yesterday. It's sod's law when I go to try and get one of my challenges out of the mud. Tried to trade it and got an invalid account alert. So it was the enforced migration, and that was on Swift. But it was okay because I managed to hit a nice trade on my personal account. So yeah, all good. Feeling a lot more calm this week. Had a big realization, actually. I let the boys know about this. My realizations always seem to happen in the gym or the sauna and the steam, and this time it happened while I was swimming. So yeah, essentially I was just thinking about where I've come from, being in such a kind of good position at the start of the year, going to such a bad kind of drawdown position, and I was thinking, what's changed? I looked over my journal and I saw things have actually changed. So that kind of gave me a bit more confidence, because I thought, well, if something's changed, then I can change it back. And I basically came to the realization that my fear of missing out far outweighed my fear of losing money. Now, this meant that I was rushing into trades and I was getting impatient, and then I was getting caught, either stop hunted, or just the wrong idea completely, because I was just on the wrong side of the time. I was on the wrong side of the trade. But most of the time I'd get the high time frame idea right. I'd get the direction right. I'd just get into the trade too early, get stop hunted, destroy my mental capital, not have enough actual capital to then trade the correct idea with, and it's just a downward spiral. So I think that it's a really subtle change that I've made in my mind, whereby instead of thinking, oh shit, I'm going to miss out, this trade might go without me, I'm now thinking, well, no, I'd rather miss out on the trade than potentially lose money or lose the trade. So like I said, it's a subtle change in my mind, but it's meant that I've been a lot more patient. I've spotted a lot of good opportunities as well because I'm waiting. It really does all come down to patience. So it feels good, even though I've not got a kind of fresh challenge on the go. It feels good that I'm making these small little changes, small realizations, and I feel like that's what us traders, aspiring traders, have got to do. I suppose make the small changes, constantly iterate. What am I trying to say? Iterate your trading style.
Yeah.
So yeah, not bad.
Yeah, that's one thing that kind of I've been preaching forever now, since I was kind of funded, is the idea of patience should be the top of your list.
Yeah.
Because if you make one trade, like if you actually think about it, one good trade a week is all you need. And on kind of high funded accounts, that's a lot of money. And even on like personal accounts, if you're compounding your interest, your account, it soon adds up. and you can find yourself just kind of chasing price too much on the lower time frame
Yeah.
when it's not really ready to go in the direction that you think.
100%, and that's how I found myself. I found myself getting sucked into that price action, and I've mentioned it to you guys before as well. Just lazy trading, like you just when I get into a bit of a losing streak, I just stop looking at the charts so objectively. I stop looking at the higher time frame setups, and I just get sucked into the price action. I just sit back and let price control me. Whereas it needs to be the other way around. You need to let price tell you what it's doing, and then go from there. So it's something that we all know, we all realize, but we sometimes forget from time to time, and then have to go through these lessons, these periods of drawdowns to, I don't know, have a kick up the arse, I suppose.
Yeah, as long as you learn from it,
exactly.
It doesn't really matter what happens at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Okay, great. Good to hear we're all doing well, learning lessons. So I suppose we did touch on it already, but just going back to the whole prop firm space then. So for those of you who don't know, I suppose I'll just try and summarize it the best that I can. So essentially what's happened over the last week is that all prop firms have, well, most prop firms who use the kind of main brokers like Think Markets have been kind of taken off MT4 and MT5 MetaTrader. So essentially what it stems from is MetaQuotes getting a lot more strict on their regulations to US traders. So I don't know if you remember when MetaTrader got taken off the Apple App Store. So this was because Apple, obviously a US company, realized that the US regulations didn't allow or don't want US traders trading any kind of unlicensed CFDs, which prop firms are. So essentially what they did was they took MetaQuotes off the App Store, and then MetaQuotes managed to get back on with MT4 and MT5 by saying, look, we'll get a lot more strict with our regulations. We're not going to let any US traders trade these unregulated markets, which they did. They first of all, they did let kind of US traders back on, and now they're getting a lot more strict on it again because they don't want to lose out on the Apple App Store, which is obviously a massive part of their business. So because of that, they've taken all kind of prop firms off MT4 and MT5 through the brokers like Think Markets. There's a few brokers still on MT4 and MT5 like Blueberry Markets, but for the most part, most of them are off. So I think from my perspective, it seems that the US are in a lot more of a challenging position than kind of European guys. Luckily, we're all based in Europe, across UK, Scotland, and Portugal. So we're okay for now. So we can still use DX Trade and other platforms. But I think the US customers will struggle even with DX Trade in the future. How are you guys finding it? I suppose just a general kind of question. Jose, I know you've been testing out DX Trade. How are you finding that?
Yeah, I mean, trading is a very very delicate kind of job, right? You have a fixed system to enter trades. You position yourself in a certain way. So changing the platform can become quite stressful. In the moment you want to enter, you want to risk a certain amount, but then you're not used to the platform, and things get messy in a situation that is already complicated. And if you're emotional, everything is amplified. So I mean, as I wasn't able to trade live with my challenge, I decided to see which platform my prop firm will use, and that's DX Trade. So I decided to call a demo and then started to test it out and find out it works smoothly. It has a good position size system. So I'm quite confident we will get used to it very quickly. and I'm very positive. In a matter of 1 or 2 weeks, we will find this even better than MetaTrader. Unless this thing freezes like it has been freezing. I don't know why, but I found out several periods where the platform is shut down. For instance, this morning I was trying to enter a paper trade, but on euro, but this thing was completely blocked. I hope that this doesn't happen frequently with the real deal. That and some positions I left overnight in the other day that weren't close in stop loss. But I don't know, the platform. I don't know even if the platform will be exactly like this demo one, because prop firms used to have their own platform customized inside. I don't know how to explain this, but I know we can see differences.
Yeah. So
yeah.
from what I've seen with the account that I've had migrated over already, it's that DXTrade is essentially MetaTrader, and then you have your own broker kind of that uses that. So depending on who the demo account is with, it might just be that the broker that you have is purely demo and kind of is not on systems that are big, kind of and handle the amount of data that it needs to. Whereas with the brokers, they will have their bigger kind of computer systems that handle all of that.
So maybe it's a broker issue rather than the platform issue.
Yeah, that's what I think. Although what I have seen people whinge at so far is that the spread on the broker that I'm going to be using is horrendous, and that for some reason they seem to be adding swap fees on even when you haven't traded overnight. So there are definitely some teething issues that need to be looked at, I think. But it depends who the prop firm is going to actually be as a broker, right? Because that's all broker independent rather than the, like you said, the trading platform.
Yeah. Okay. So just thinking about what Jose was saying there about DXTrade. So we think we're okay. We think DXTrade is okay for now. There's just two issues that you've seen that it keeps on going down periodically, normally around nighttime, isn't it? And then also the stop loss issue, which is a big issue, to be honest. Like, we want to get on our stop losses. So let's hope that that's either a demo issue or a broker issue. But in terms of getting in positions, position sizing, everything like that, risk management, that seems to be all okay.
Yeah, I'm quite confident we will be fine.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And I think something that you said there as well, Jose, we've just got to get used to it. I think there's always a level of a kind of a bad reception to change. I feel like the majority always kind of kick back against the change, and then when people start using the platform and start actually getting on with it, then it gets a lot better, it gets a lot easier, and people get used to it again. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember the first time I used MT4 and 5, I was just completely lost. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. You guys the same?
Yeah, exactly. It was I had the same kind of thoughts when going from MT4 to MT5. I was just like, oh no, I don't want to do it. It's going to be completely useless, whatever, blah, 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 blah. MT5 is miles ahead of MT4.
Is it?
Yeah, like it's just cleaner, right? Like everything about it it's just an upgrade. And like I said in the chat as well, with this DXTrade stuff, I've been whinging to you guys kind of constantly, and I hadn't even looked at it. I had no idea what it even was. Like I hadn't played around with it, I hadn't anything.
Yeah.
So it's just
I feel like there's a lot of people like that on Twitter, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. It's just how it is, right? So people are going to be complaining, but they're 9 times out of 10 they're going to be me, who have no
Yeah.
actual information on it or anything like that. So
Yeah, but if we think about it, we are quite novice traders, right? You have guys that have been trading with meta trades for years and years, with prop firms, and now I can see that a change can be quite dramatic, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
I suppose so. So I suppose for context, if people haven't watched our previous episodes, we've been fully into the kind of prop firm challenge space for the best part of a year, probably over a year now, just over a year. So that's like Jose's saying, we are fairly novice in the grand scheme of things when you've got traders that have been doing it for 5, 10, even tens of years. So it's a good point. But and I think edge is also something that you said the other day, which was quite good. We've just got to get on with it. We've just got to kind of keep on learning our craft, keep on doing the technical analysis that we know that we can do, and we know that we're good at. And if we're going to win trades, there's always going to be a way to kind of make money and profit out of this space, even if it's not prop firms, even if it's in a different capacity. If we kind of hone our craft and really nail our setups and nail our edge, and can get our psychology, kind of most importantly, get our psychology in check, then when the space kind of calms down a bit, when it kind of resumes back to normality, we'll be ahead of the game. So I think that's what I'm really trying to focus on over these next 2 to 3 weeks. I've got a lot going on personally. I'm actually moving house, so there's a lot going on for me. So I'm just going to take this time to have a bit of a reset, take a step back from it all, and just focus on my craft. Let the prop firm space do what it needs to do to kind of sort itself out, and then reevaluate and see where we're at the end of that. But I thought that was just a really kind of prominent thing to remember, what you were saying there, Edge.
yeah, and I think there are other opportunities as well, other than like, because we're all kind of forex prop firms,
Yeah.
but there are the futures prop firms which seem more regulated, right?
Yeah, let's
Futures
talk
are
about
regulated.
futures, because I know you
So
were looking into that, weren't you, Edge? What did you find out about futures?
essentially, it's exactly the same thing, right? You trade a chart and that's it, right? But the structure of the account themselves are slightly different. So prop firms, you pay a one-off fee for a challenge. You either pass it or you don't. Futures, like future prop firms, you pay a monthly fee and you can reset your account as many times as you want before you pass, kind of thing, I think is how it works. And then once you're funded, you don't pay that monthly fee anymore and you just carry on as normal. There are different drawdown mechanisms. So you can, like, there's different drawdown mechanisms. So trailing drawdown for futures and kind of balanced drawdown for the forex prop firms. But I mean, it's the same thing, right? You're trading. Trading's trading. Just change your risk management based on the account that you're trading on, and just carry on as normal, kind of thing. Is what I've seen. Like, I don't think anyone that's successful in forex trading is going to struggle to be profitable in futures trading.
I suppose it's good to remember that futures are always there. I've seen a few US prop traders switch over to futures because they're not under the kind of regulatory microscope as much as the forex prop firms are.
Well, it's because they're actually regulated, whereas the forex ones aren't. So because they're regulated, then US traders can trade on them as much as they want.
Because there's one price, the one price on futures. There's no kind of spreads, slippage. Is that right?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no kind of intervention that can happen like with the forex ones.
Yeah. So I mean, bottom line is we are still in the kind of the best easiest, most accessible time to make money out of trading, regardless of prop firms or not. There's always going to be a way. That's how, personally, my opinion. I mean, I was watching a video I linked to the boys the other day about kind of the New York Stock Exchange, and it's just crazy how those guys used to trade like 50 years ago. I mean, trading's been around since 100 years ago, right? There was pictures from the 1930s there. Of all the people in their bowler hats at the New York Stock Exchange, and they used to have to ring through to someone to put a trade on, and then also kind of ring up as well to get out. Like, you could be in a losing trade, you could watch price just kind of tanking down, and you couldn't do anything about it. You can't just click a button to get out of the trade. You have to ring someone up, or physically have to go somewhere to a market maker or to a liquidity provider to take that trade off the table, or even run upstairs to the clearing desk or whatever it is to actually make a trade. So it's just crazy how lucky we are, and we should probably be grateful regardless of how the space is feeling right now, because it is feeling tough, it's feeling uncertain, and a lot of people have got doubts. But I think we're in a far better position than anyone ever has been. I mean, a couple of years ago when prop firms were a bit smaller, then I get it. Yeah, it was easier. But even then, FTMO had time limits, right? No time limit prop firms have only been around for like a year, so they're very new. So I think, yeah, I'm just trying to be grateful for the space that we're in and the fact that we still can make money, regardless of the kind of forex prop firms.
Yeah, if you put the work in, do everything that you need to do, like you said earlier, with your psychology and your trading edge, you can be profitable. You can make it all work. You can, no matter what happens in the kind of the prop firm industry, there's always going to be a way for you to make money.
Yeah, definitely.
I actually agree. Yep, I actually agree. I think focus on what we can control, right? And if we get very good in trading, we will always find a way to trade. If it's a personal account, another prop firm, or something new that will appear. But I'm very confident this whole prop firm thing will sort itself, because this is a good market, a profitable one. So they will do, at least I think they will try to do everything they need to regulate things and keep the machine going. The only thing that can happen is that maybe challenges will get more expensive, but that's something we can get around, right?
Yeah. I agree. I mean, yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, Jose. It's such a massive industry now that the firms are not going to be willing to just roll over and kind of sacrifice themselves to the regulations. They'll try and work around it, and there will always be workarounds. So, yeah, completely agree.
I mean, we can switch back again to crypto, right? We always can do that.
That's another topic for another day. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is just about to make it has it made an all-time high yet? I don't think it has.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
No, it didn't, did it?
No, I don't know.
No.
No,
I don't want to watch.
Yeah,
it's close. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that is a different topic. But all right, brilliant. Good chatting, boys. I think that was great. Hopefully the listeners found some value in that. Edge, as always, we'll put you on the spot. Where can they find us?
Yep. So I've got this memorized now. So Twitter is @Emotion Traders, and YouTube is @The Emotional Traders. And then obviously you can find us on Spotify, Apple version of Spotify, whatever that is, and kind of every podcast and platform with The Emotional Traders.
Cool. Jose, any closing words?
Yeah, no, it's all good. I think we must be always positive and focus on what we can control. That's the final message about this in my side.
Lovely closing words.
Yeah.
Edge?
No, I was just going to say, just let's go have a good week and crack on.
Yeah,
absolutely. Great. Thanks, boys. best of luck, everyone out there in the market. Stay safe. See you later.
Yeah, cheers. See you later.